Look at how few cars there are. Even start, I would just like to say something that everyone has been worried about all this time. Hurricane Harvey did not hit me that hard. All that happened was on day 1 we had a light sprinkle, then on days 2 through 5 it was a continuous rain, but it really wasn't that bad. And it probably wouldn't have been as bad if it had hit here anyway, because the San Antonio water system is really amazing at dealing with floods, to the point where the most I've ever seen a flash flood take to drain away is an hour. And we've got these huge gullies. You can't really see them right here, right now, but I'll probably show them later on in the video. Anyway, so it does not take very long for us to deal with a flood. So, anyway, based off of where I started on that, Houston, as you know, is pretty much underwater. They've been hit by Hurricane Harvey, and it could have hit us, but it didn't, so I'm just rolling with it. So, there are 2 things that happened in Houston that are going to affect probably not just the local economy, but the national economy. Number 1. So recently, because Houston was hit, we have had to take down some of the oil refineries, which means that various petroleum-based products are going to go up in price. Secondly, in addition to the refineries being hit, several of Houston's massive gas stations were hit during the hurricane, and because of this, trade all over the place, to the point where at one point I believe Houston's gas prices were at $8.50 a gallon. That is insane. Even Britain never got to that price range, and they charge by the liters, and they charge in pounds. So that would be really bad for it to be worse than that. Come on. The $8.50 a gallon effect is going to have an impact on the local economy. Well, as you saw earlier, there were almost no cars on the highway. Almost absolutely none. The reason for this is that on Friday and Saturday, I believe, we had Governor Abbott, the governor of Texas, basically made this announcement that, okay, hey, we're going to send Houston our reserve gasoline because they could use it, right? The problem is, someone on Facebook decided to make the announcement, oh no, if Houston's running out of gas, everyone's running out of gas. Everyone gets to the gas station, we need to buy more. So, everyone panicked. And that created an actual gas shortage. So what happened from there was we had tons of cars who were rolling up the roads trying to get gasoline, and so we had gas stations literally running out of gas because of this sudden humongous demand for it. And well, the traffic got horrendous as a result, because you had entire intersections that were being blocked off by the gas shortage, and it was not a good day for anyone involved. I think let's go this way. And so, because of that, travel via car has gotten mildly difficult, not as bad as it is in Houston, but still a little annoying, because first of all, you gotta make a few phone calls to see, okay, does this gas station have gas? Does that gas station have gas? Does Valero have gas? Does Texaco have gas? Does Shell have gas? Does Chevron? You get the idea. So, in addition to having to figure out who has gas and who doesn't, you have to figure out where the traffic is, and figure out, okay, so who secretly has gas and who doesn't, yada yada yada. So, once you've figured all that out, you're basically home free, because at this point, since the panic is over, most people aren't going out and buying up all the gas anymore. So several of the gas stations are back up and running. And so anyway, so in addition to the $8.50 a gallon affecting the entire state and the refineries, that's going to affect the national economy. Because first of all, since Texas supplies so much of a good chunk of the nation's oil supply, I'm not sure how much exactly, but we've got refineries, so it's got to be at least some, right? So oil prices are going to go up nationwide. Secondly, plastic prices are going to go up because have I been saying plutonium? I meant petroleum. Anyway, all the petroleum that would have normally gone to making the plastic will instead go towards making the gasoline, which will raise the prices of both the gasoline and the petroleum and the plastic. The price for food is going to go up because of transportation costs. I mean, you gotta use gasoline to move the food from the farm to the market, so that's going to cost money. There, electricity is going to go up, but mostly in places where the electricity is dirty anyway. So this is because in places where their energy is dirty, that means that they are using coal and gasoline and yada 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 to make their energy. It's obviously going to go up for obvious reasons. I mean, when the fuel source goes up and the electricity comes from that fuel source, the electricity is going to go up. Furthermore, aluminum is going to go up dramatically. This is because in order to produce aluminum, you have to use a ton of electricity. That being said, the price of aluminum when it's recycled is not going to go up as much. This is because when aluminum is recycled, less energy is used to recycle the aluminum than is needed to actually turn it from the ore. And here, let's see if I can get. Yeah, this is one of the drainage spots that we've got that the San Antonio water system has, so we don't need to worry too much about floods. Anyway, so from the ore, aluminum is going to go up in price a hell of a lot. From the recycling plant, aluminum is going to only slightly go up. And this especially applies the recycling aluminum effect. That's only going to really apply to dirty energy. If you've got solar panels and wind turbines and yada yada yada, then it's not going to be affected nearly as much. So, the price for recycled plastic and recycled wood is going to go up as well. However, the price for produced wood, not recycled but actually pulled from the tree farm wood, that's not going to be affected nearly as much. In both these cases, this is because you need more energy to recycle the plastic and to recycle the paper and wood products than it does to actually make them. But plastic is going to be affected whether it's recycled or produced, so it doesn't really matter. Wood, however, not so much. You don't need nearly as much energy to produce it as to recycle it. So, in addition to that, the price for coal, charcoal, and other alternative fuels is going to go up because with their supply going down, with their supply going down, that means that with their supply going down, that means that their price is going to go up to match the demand, and that's going to impact the economy. So, from there, in addition to the alternative fuel sources increasing in price due to increasing demand, that was bad, then the demand for solar panels, wind turbines, hydroelectric, and geothermal is going to go up because obviously we don't want to be quite so bound to the power system of petroleum. Now let's go down here. At the same time, the demand for solar-powered cars, hybrids, that sort of thing, the demand is going to go up. Now that being said, I'm going to just say the price is not going to go up because it's kind of hard to get these things. And in the case of solar panels, there are literally some places in the country where the price of electricity is negative. You're being paid to waste energy. And this is another one of those places that you can really tell that it's gonna just crush the flooding problems. Yeah. If it floods, it's not a problem. So, I'm gonna pause here for a minute. Minutes ago, but the price for cement is going to go up because there's a lot of energy required to produce that. Furthermore, the price for various metals is going to go up, especially the metals that require a higher heat content in order to produce them. For example, high carbon steel is going to go up because you basically need to use various petroleum-based products just to get the heat hot enough for you to get the carbon into the high carbon steel, etc., etc. I think you get the idea. Furthermore, the manufacture of jets is going to go up in price because in order to make jets, you need things like nickel, titanium, things like that, cobalt, etc., etc. And the reason that these need the special metals that they do is so that they can handle the extra heat. But where do you think they're going to be melted at? They're going to need a very hot fuel, etc., etc. Now this does come with a caveat. The cooler the temperature needed to produce the metal, the less petroleum fuel is needed to make it. And if you have a metal that does not even need any fuel, that can instead be made out of an electric furnace, then you're good. For example, copper and aluminum and brass and tin, I believe, these can be made in an electric furnace. Panels, then you can then you can power the furnace, and you're basically able to produce these metals for a lower cost. But this is only in places where this idea is actually being put into place. Now, that being said, if there are any furnaces being powered by dirty fuel, then they'll have trouble with it. So the price of copper is not going to go up as much, which doesn't really matter because copper is expensive anyway. And another thing, the price for everything is going to go up. The price for public transportation is also going to go up. Because obvious reasons. The price of everything is going to go up. Because transportation needs fuel, and you get the idea. Unless public transportation is used, in which some of the things that the public transportation uses are things like peanut oil and various natural gases, things that are not petroleum based. In fact, there are even some electric buses that don't need to worry too much about that. But that being said, a lot of the modern transportation is not electrical. There are huge trucks that use diesel fuel and are not very clean in that regard. So transportation costs are going to go up, and personal transportation costs such as Uber, Lyft, taxis, etc. are going to go up because of the gasoline. And I think that about covers it. If I can think of anything else, I'll probably add it while I'm doing the editing for this video. And anyway, yeah, thanks for watching.